We're in a city built on 7 hills, and the fans hoping to see 7 points on the board early. We're at Cincinnati's Paycor Stadium. Coming up, we have a good one for you between the Minnesota Vikings and the Cincinnati Bengals. Ready to get this game started. Here's Evan McPherson. And we're off and running at Paycor Stadium. Has this at the 6. And he's brought down just inside the 25. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Now a give left side. Well, maybe the rest of the game is going to be headed in the proper direction, Brock, but their first play winds up going backwards. That's a nice, quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
First play of the drive, lost a yard. Need to get it back and some change here. 2nd down. Off play action. It's McCarthy. Catch made left side by Laporta. And it'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
Bengals into the nickel set, 3rd down. They'll air it out on 3rd. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. So they couldn't throw for it on 3rd down, and as a result, they're headed off the field earlier than expected on their opening series.
Keeping them off the scoreboard, well, that's already a win defensively. Not letting them even cross midfield, that's the cherry on top.
Collects this at the 32. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10.
Here we go. 11. 180.
First give of the game here to Chase Brown. And he'll manage 3 there to begin this one. 2nd and 7 coming up.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7.
Gun.
Burrow. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
I think those big old boxing gloves might have made a better catch and a better call than receiver gloves right there for that one. It is going to be a fight to hang on the ball, and we just saw physicality personified.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down.
12. Here we go. 180. 180.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati. All right. Now things starting to pick up a little bit after a slow start, Brock. Last things fans want to see is a couple of uninspiring drives to begin a game.
Yep, they get the first and generate just a little excitement that we could see maybe our first touchdown here, or at least avoid another quick punt.
Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
Let's get set. 11 M. 180. Stop.
Burrow out of the shotgun. Catch made by Chase Brown. Defense gets the stop to deny that first down, but still a very good game. They picked up 12, third and short.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
Third and a lone yard coming up.
Here we go. 11, 180. 180. Stop.
Looking to throw on third and 1. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, no look on his first look of the game, so they're going to have to evaluate things now on fourth and short. All right, partner, testing the perimeter early there. Coverage held up. Could be a tough day for those outside receivers to make an impact.
Okay, partner, testing you here. You've heard me say this a lot. Okay, coordinator's job is to get you man-to-man coverage, and your job is?
To win it. They pass on that long field goal. Would have been 55 yards. They're going for this.
Here we go, here we go. 180.
Burrow trying on fourth down. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
First down now, ball at the 33.
Here we go.
Again, it's Burrow. Setting up the screen. That screen sniffed out quickly, shut down behind the line.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
I'm fine, ready?
Offense to the line, second down.
Gun. Cut. 180. Cut.
Sticking in the air, it's Burrow. Completed to his running back. And he's finally down to put a stop to this one, but a notable chunk of yardage broken off with that game.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
Offense getting set. Here's first and 10.
Here we go. Stop.
Burrow gets it out wide quick. And he is going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Well, no hesitations to start this one out, Brock. These guys came out slinging it. Seems like that's going to be what their offense leans on throughout this game.
Yep, don't see really any reason to get away from it as long as the results keep coming. The second drive, I think we'll all be watching that one. Will they mix in a little bit more run? Will they have to mix in more run, or could they continue to just shred this defense through the air?
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line.
Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Vikings to the line now. Here's first and 10.
Let's go.
Right up the gut. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Gave away a couple on the first down run. Now it's going to be second and 12. Another carry for him. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Brought down by Trey Hendrickson.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. Throw left side to Watson. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Give him 8 on that one. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota. All set to go now from the 35. They'll run here on 1st down. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop him behind the line. That one felt kind of counterintuitive there, Brock. They load up the line with that extra blocking, and then the run goes out to the edge anyway.
That's right. You put 2 tight ends on the field, yeah, you can live with a stalemate. It's hard to move people in the NFL, but you do not want to go backwards.
They break the huddle. It's 2nd down now. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Completed over the middle. And he has it right near midfield here. It's up about a yard short. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. It is caught left side. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They get 19 on that pickup. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
1st down now, ball at the 33. McCarthy to throw it. He's got it over the middle. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. We've reached the end of the 1st quarter. The Bengals are out in front. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. It's Vikings ball as we return for the 2nd, and they've got to be thinking points here. Working inside the red zone. To the right and hauled in by Laporta. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
We get a lot of credit to receivers, and rightfully so, Kate, for them going into coverage and making a catch. I don't think we give enough credit to tight ends. I know they're big, I know they're physical, but to go into double coverage, take that contact, and come away with the catch, that's a big-time effort.
Motioning the tight end now. There's a dive up the middle. Stopped after a gain of 2. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Oh, and they're going to have the fullback trying power for it. And he's going to be dropped with a big hit at the end of that, but the effort still sets him up with a 1st and goal.
Well, the big guy gets him some positive yardage in close. It's not that the defense didn't expect run. I just don't think they expected him to be the one running it.
They'll try and punch it in. And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on 1st and goal. That goose egg up on the scoreboard, Brock, is not going away anytime soon if they keep having plays like that.
They really need something. An injection of energy here. Nothing will take the spark out of a series quite like getting stuck for a loss.
Play action, McCarthy. Looking, but will not find it. So incomplete on 2nd and goal, Brock. Chances starting to run thin to score here. And as that one falls incomplete, Brock, the pressure ticks up just a bit because this has been too good a drive to not pay it off in the end zone.
Yeah, Kate, it's time to find your best matchup. Yeah. Unless you're already committed to going for it on 4th, you've got one more shot. Players, not plays. Get it to your best player.
3rd and goal for McCarthy. He's got the 1st down grab and still going. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. Now it's Will Reichert on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Vikings tie this game 7-7. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
On one, ready?
Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for first and 10.
Stop.
This drive will begin with a run by Brown. And he'll take this ahead for 7. We've got 2nd and 3 now.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2.
Gun. Stop.
Burrow on the play action. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down.
Here we go.
Here he is on 3rd and short. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10.
Here we go. Wide 80. Wide 80. Stop.
Looking to throw, Burrow. Dump off, caught by his back. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
On one, ready?
2nd and 3 now.
Here we go. Stop.
To throw again, it's Burrow. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the sack forces a now tougher 3rd down.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
On one, ready?
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done?
Here we go. Stop. Wide 80. Stop.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Across the 20, continuing to work. And he's finally hauled down at the 12. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
That throw comes up short. Need a little more muscle on that one.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, that's not met the standard they set for themselves.
No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Stop.
They'll go from the gun with Sanders. And all he can get is a yard here, bro. It's going to be 3rd down.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
Ninth play of the drive coming up. They need 8 yards here on 3rd down.
Gun. Stop. Wide 80. Stop.
3rd and long for him here. He will score. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals take a 2nd quarter lead. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
That one splits the uprights. And the Bengals break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Big shot at the end of that run back as he gets it just past the 20.
At their own 22-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
Let's go now. 6.
Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. He's out in the clear. He could do it. He does it. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. I think we actually saw him call it early there, Brock. He made that throw, and then he signaled it was going to be a touchdown. Like a guy calling it before his three-pointer goes through the net.
Oh, you mean like Larry Legend Bird in the three-point shooting contest in the 80s?
Well, maybe like a Tyrese Maxey. But whatever.
The kids aren't alive, I get it. And they weren't alive in the 80s. They didn't see Larry Legend do it, but he did. And he anticipated, just like the quarterback.
Return coming from the 6. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
First call here coming from the shotgun.
Here we go, here we go. Stop.
Burrow out of the shotgun. Right side cut by Higgins. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 and the 31. Working quickly here.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 31-yard line.
Sanders on the shotgun handoff. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. So after plenty of scoring already, we have reached the 2-minute warning. Sit tight. More from Paycor Stadium on the other side.
On 2, ready?
New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38.
Here we go. 180. It's hot. Hot. Hot.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. That's him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up to the 44.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Offense still line. This is 2nd and 4.
Here. Stop.
Burrow from the gun. It's caught by Elijah Arroyo. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Bengals have a 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10. Trying the inside handoff to Sanders. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
Absolutely no fear in his game. Even one of the smaller defenders out there, he isn't afraid to go charging into all those linemen and dish out some physical play himself to make that stop.
Dumps it off to his running back. Not a lot available to him. It's to the 38. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
3rd down here, need 8 on the play.
Here we go, here we go. Stop. 11.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. That's incomplete left side.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hands, their coach wants to see them convert those.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they've taken back the lead.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all this concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Starting from the 5. The coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Y'all gotta pump my taste. Y'all can't talk about basic. We mighty more power. Ready up!
Minnesota in the formation. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be sent out of bounds just after he crosses the 35. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
New set of downs from 37. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Looking for his wide receiver there. So that brings up 2nd down.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Ball stays at that 37. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's McCarthy to throw. Caught by his back. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Minnesota spends its 2nd time out here. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers that time, running back in the flat. That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
He has it at the 13. And that return's going to leave him enough time to squeeze in 2 plays here if they want before the half.
One, ready?
Down to 12 seconds before halftime as they come to the line.
Here we go.
Burrow on 1st down. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
Even the best of them can be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
They'll try something else from the 27 this time. 2nd and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Looking to throw. He puts some juice on a deep throw. Big gain downfield. And the stop is made as he drives this to the opposing 43. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Wow, they must really trusted this guy's range. He's out for what would be a very long field goal. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Has this at the 6. Showing a little burst so far. And that'll put him up across the 35-yard line as they begin the series.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kate. That just infuses everybody. A little more bounce in your step now, both in and out of the huddle. And you want to pay off your special teams that sets you up for success.
Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. Burrow setting up the play action. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
A quick slant, it's Njoku. And they bring him down, but not before he advances it all the way to the 20. Give him 24 on that play. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Now a give to Sanders, coming left. And he's out of bounds at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal coming up.
What a great sign to start the second half for this offense, because with a lead, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
Here we go.
Here's a give on 1st and goal. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
Guessing everybody in the huddle and on the sidelines sure want a little bit more from that run, but you didn't go backwards. Still in a great spot, and can't wait to see what they do here on 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal coming up. 5 yards to the end zone.
Here we go. 180. 11, mighty. 11.
Burrow throwing out of the pistol. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals grow the lead coming out of halftime. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Now the offense and Burrow coming to the line, looking to tack on 2 more.
Hey, Cam.
All right, they're going to throw for it. And he's into the end zone for 2. That sets him up with a 14-point lead. Oh, it's a favorite of NFL teams and armchair quarterbacks alike, partner. The quick slant. It is so tough to defend that close to the goal line, and this time it works for 2.
It sure is. It's one of those plays that I think Bart Starr was running in the 60s, that slant route. When you incorporate it with the threat of a fade as well, that's when it becomes so effective. But you get inside that DB, you show the quarterback your numbers, and it's almost automatic for a 2-point conversion.
Finds some space. He's past the 30. And what a great start for their series. He's all the way up close to the 45-yard line before stepping out.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
That play straight ahead. Drops by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
No, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
Back-to-back carries here. And he is stopped with authority there, but that stop came later than they'd like as he gets a good bit and that 1st down. They pick up 14 yards on that one, and the Vikings are going to have a 1st down. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
Here we go. Back to 60.
Here's McCarthy on 1st and 10. Finds his fullback. This one doesn't get much. Down to the 41. Stop made by Barrett Carter.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Tries to lob that one up, and it's intercepted. Demetrius Knight has it. And the Bengals will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
McCarthy's pass intercepted. The Bengals take over.
On one, right?
Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
A give to Sanders, running right. And it looks like they'll give him about 2 on the opening play of this drive.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down. After that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7.
Here we go.
Burrow on the play action. Connects on the crosser. Quick rally to the catch by the defense, stopping the gain at the 33. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And the Bengals have a 1st down.
At the 33-yard line.
Here we go.
Burrow to the air now. Caught, nice gain left side. And he gets this down at the 13-yard line. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks. To the line and set. Here we go, 1st down.
11 empty.
In the red zone on 1st. Couldn't find a completion on 1st down.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked. An incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too.
After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and 10.
Guns.
One play action here. Burrow. Rushed out, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Well, even the toughest in the league to catch could still be caught at times. It just takes a defense that's determined and relentless. And the real big key, when you get that split second, you got to take advantage of that opportunity. Defense just did.
Let's get set. 11, big 13. Big 13.
Handoff here to Sanders. Breaks a tackle. He's still going. Good running. He rips off about 7, but they're still short. 4th down coming up.
That result right there is why coaches all across all levels of football on defense talk about good, solid tackling, Kate. It's not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when you can bring a guy down, you're able to and keep them from piling on those yards. So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
Fielded at the 7. And this will give him some decent field position here, partner, and this gets out to the 30. Vikings to the line now. Here's 1st and 10. Shaking off the pit quickly. He's going to throw. That's a catch. Jackson Smith and Jigba. And they're able to drive him out as he reaches the 45. It's a great pickup. 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Oh, man, nothing for him again, Brock. It has been a struggle all game as this one's quickly mopped up, too.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Lasers this one deep down the middle. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down.
Tendencies tend to show themselves, Kate, and really come to life on 3rd downs. Right? They want to go to their best receiver. Defense knows it. They know that tendency. They double it, and they make the play.
Makes the tackle. They found some space to do a little damage there before they bottle him up. This is our last play of the quarter.
Here we go. Stop.
Sanders running dead ahead. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play. 3 quarters in the books from this one. But it's Bengal football, and they're going to start the final quarter up by a couple of scores.
One, ready?
1st down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10.
Here we go. 11.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Dumped off to his running back. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Here we go. 180. Shot.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. He's trying to push the field. He's got it deep downfield. At the 20. The 10. Push for the end zone. He makes it in for the Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals put up even more points in a win. Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bengals make it a 24-point ball game.
Vikings 14. Evan McPherson to kick off for Cincinnati.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And this is going to bounce out of the end zone, so they will set up shop at the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Dump off, caught by his back. Blast through midfield. And he's finally stopped across midfield at the 47. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down. The dose of the hurry-up offense here. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. Well, he continues to find no traction on the ground here, Brock, as they bring him down for no gain. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Hits him on the out route. He's got it in the red zone. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings putting up points in a game decided. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down, period.
And he's in for 2, so don't write him off just yet. I know the chances are slim, but still a small one in this 2-possession game. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Burrow back to throw. Connects with the open man downfield. And they will stop him as he gets this down to their 39-yard line. It's a pickup of 26. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Here we go.
First down, Burrow to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Gun.
On the give, it's Sanders. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain, so Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
On 1, ready?
3rd down, and they need to get 10.
11 MT. Here we go.
Third and long for him here. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Picked up by Billy Bowman.
Okay, I think you can almost sense a little bit of a hesitant spark out there. Nobody is going to get too excited. You're still down 2 scores, but there's a little flash of hope, a little flash of optimism. Their defense just gave the offense by taking the ball away.
First down now, ball at the 33. They'll run it from the gun. And that's an 8-yard chunk to start this one. That brings up 2nd and 2. Offense to the line fast.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 42-yard line.
Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Uh-oh, trouble brewing, and the Bengals bring him down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. Keeps on moving into the red zone. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings parlay the interception into points.
I think he'll take his highlights however he can get them on a handoff, pin off a pass. It really doesn't matter. The important thing is he gets the ball, he gets the touch, and then he can do his damage big time.
Here's McCarthy leading them to the line. They're going for 2.
The Vikings will line up for the 2-point conversion.
And no connection on the 2-point try. It fails. Pretty easy to recognize the intensity on that 2-point try. Could have made it a 1-score game, but instead, still a 10-point deficit, Brock. They're going to need a couple more scores.
They sure will. Means more than likely a couple possessions too, Cade. And we're to the point, if you look up at that scoreboard, there's not going to be many possessions left in this one.
So first down from the 41.
Let's get set.
Looking to throw, Burrow. Brought in right side. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards into double coverage, that is way too much risk for that reward.
They'll run it with Sanders. On the move, past the 40. And they're going to get just inside that red zone on the big play, down to the 19. Excellent pickup to move the chains. 36 yards in the end.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
I'll try the middle with Gordon. Only able to get back to the line on that first down play, so no gain.
This is why it's so important not to overcommit to the team's lead runner. It went to a secondary ball carrier, and they cut him down for a big red zone stop.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
A run here with Sanders. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing else to be found outside of that. So third down coming up. They sent him with that sack in mind, Brock. We all saw what was coming. Still managed to clean up the play, even if it did come on the ground.
And you know why they call that a cat pressure from the secondary, Kate?
Tell me.
Because it's a C for corner and a T for attack. Exactly what he just did.
On one, ready?
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10.
Here we go, here we go. 180. Stop.
Now a run by Sanders. Wow, not a chance at all as he is met at the line on this one. That's going to be 4th and very long.
A gain of only a yard. It's
And on 4th down, out comes the Bengals field goal team and Evan McPherson. It's a 36-yard look from the left hash.
36-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game and really leaves only one remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. And we know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
Returning it from the 4. Mismanages to get just beyond that 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
New set of downs for him from the 31. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Escapes the pocket. He doesn't slide down and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground. Offense in the hurry up here.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
2nd and manageable. He's throwing. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. And goes to the hurry up here.
Gain on the play. And the Vikings first down.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. We've reached the 2-minute warning from Cincy. Vikings trailing by 13.
43-yard line.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Now McCarthy. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That's almost as good as a sack. Almost, Kate. Because those defenders, they like to have sacks more than incompletions. But defensive coordinators, they love pressure and forcing the issue. And that's why the QB had to get rid of it.
Here we go. 60 Eagles, 19 Lions.
Looking to throw it. That's caught for the first. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Vikings out of the hurry-up, need everyone back to the line.
And the Vikings first down.
Here's McCarthy on 1st and 10. Completed over the middle. And they make the stop, we're going to say, about the 37-yard line. Hurry-up offense now as time runs down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd.
Handoff on 2nd and short. They stop him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. 3rd down coming up.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Makes it 3rd
To throw.
and 2.
And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Picked off on Barrett Carter. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. And the Bengals are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
And what a huge bonus on top of the takeaway. Not only did you steal the possession, but you immediately, Kate, flip this field and give your teammates a golden opportunity to punch it in for 6. And if they score quickly, oh, to put that opposing offense right back out there, still reeling from that interception.
Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard.
That's all you could really expect from a sneak, Kate. 1, maybe a couple yards. So in that way, their job was executed. But the play call, that leaves me and I think many scratching our heads.
Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. He's keeping it, gonna get it forward. So the Bengals pick up the win in this one. And this was the type of response you